Kyle Rittenhouse is currently on tour, and his latest stop was in Memphis, where he, quote unquote, was run out by protesters. Now, Kyle Rittenhouse denies all of this, but take a look for yourself.
So I was asked to be there to help protect the property, and I said, okay, I'll go down there and I'll provide first aid, and by protect the property is not worth a human life. Can we all agree on that? So I brought that rifle. I was protecting the car stores, and by protect, I mean I was putting out fires that were being started. Can we all agree?
With a rifle?
Well, it was a political trial. I was put on trial because we were during an election cycle. They used me as their scapegoat.
Who?
That is what happened. That is why they put me on trial. It was all politics. And this is a case that has nothing to do with politics.
Deflection! Yeah! 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 Yeah!
That was a small snippet of the conversation that sent Kyle running. Now, if you notice there, he had a dog with him. That dog was there for canine protection from the college protesters. Not even protesters, just the college students in the room. I mean, look, what does that tell you? If you need to go through all of this in order to speak somewhere, you're not a hero, except to the right wing, which is the only thing that matters here. This is proof, in my eyes, that the right wing is a hate group. Why is Kyle Rittenhouse on tour? Kyle Rittenhouse is not a politician. He doesn't own some sort of podcast or talk show. He's not some sort of figure in some company. He's a regular human being who happened to commit a massacre in Kenosha. That's the only reason Kyle Rittenhouse is even noteworthy, is because of the massacre in Kenosha. That's the only reason right-wingers even acknowledge his existence. He did what they all want to do. Go to a BLM protest with a rifle and start shooting. That's the right-wing fantasy. That's the end goal, to really own the libs. Kyle Rittenhouse owned the libs in their eyes. That's what he did. They love him. I've never understood that. From the very beginning, you don't have to like Kyle Rittenhouse to hate BLM or whatever the case may be. But this is their hero. This is their chosen champion because of what he did in Kenosha, massacring people over, like he said, a car parking lot, a restaurant. And then he goes on to say in this video here that no human life is worth, property or whatever. But that's the exact opposite of what he did when he went to Kenosha. And this is the thing, right? If everyone out there, I want you to understand something. Kyle Rittenhouse is only out of jail right now because he just so happened to buy a gun illegally that was long enough for the prosecutors and for his defense team to use it and say, well, it's technically a hunting rifle. It's a certain amount of inches long, so it can classify as a hunting rifle, and thus the age to carry one is lowered by 2 years, making 16 the age appropriate to carry this rifle. Now, obviously, Kyle Rittenhouse did not buy this rifle to go hunting. He didn't even buy it. He had his friend buy it because he wasn't old enough. So obviously that was not the case. You guys have to understand that Kyle Rittenhouse is just a man who lived out this fantasy of buying an AR-15, going somewhere and owning the libs literally. That's all he is to them. Prior to this, there were meet and greets, right? Meet and greets for Kyle Rittenhouse, where the reward, right, for a raffle would be that you get to meet Kyle Rittenhouse and spend a day at the shooting range. That's an actual thing that right-wingers are putting money into a raffle to do. To go see Kyle Rittenhouse at a shooting range. That's the right wing. That's what they're about. And that's why someone like Kyle, who can't answer a simple question, the next time you see someone and they say, oh yeah, I support Kyle Rittenhouse, understand what they're about, understand the kind of person they are. He's with Turning Point USA, by the way. That's Charlie Kirk's organization. So for all you people out there who don't know, Kyle Rittenhouse claims he's not a white supremacist. He claims he's not any of these things. He claims he doesn't hate black people, etc. He went immediately after getting out of jail. He went to a bar with the Proud Boys and threw up a white power symbol. That is what this is real. That's what's really going on. It's a big game where he walks around and continues to be this disgusting person, but then pretends and throws his hands in the air and say, "Oh, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about." Dude, we have the photo. And don't forget, there was countless police officers donating to Kyle Rittenhouse's fund, GoFundMe, to get him out of jail. Cops, our police officers, donating to some random criminal who crossed state lines, and the only reason he's even giving this speech right now is because of a loophole in the Wisconsin law, essentially saying, well, his gun was long enough for us to lower the age by 2 years to 16. That's it. Otherwise, he's in jail. He's not a hero. The right wing, you guys need to really reevaluate who you're championing.